man, I'm the modern day of some of the stories he does. Like, I did that in a different way, you know, and I think that's really cool for me to see and read.
Yeah, because it translates. You know, this guy lived that life, and then
it's just a different time.
Yeah, and then sat down and tried to relay the information that he had accumulated over this life of fucking people up with swords.
I have a random question. I'd ask you about fighting. True or false? Was it a real story that you wanted to fight Wesley Snipes?
It wasn't my idea. It was
because I always wanted to know about that.
Yeah, that was a real story. One of the original producers of the UFC, Campbell McLaren, who's a buddy of mine.
Yeah, I did a reality show with him.
What was it?
I did Combates Americas.
Oh, yeah.
I was a guest. I was a guest coach on it.
Well, they're still doing that show. They're still having fights. You know, he's still putting on fights.
It was cool because one of the guys that I was like a guest kickboxing coach on the show. Now fights with Glory, Daniel Morales.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah,
it was a cool experience.
So he came to me with the idea because Wesley Snipes had tax problems. That's what it was about. So yeah, we're gonna do it.
So you would have?
I was gonna. Yeah.
Would it have been a UFC sanction?
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Who knows? You know.
That's why I asked earlier. I was like, should I ask him or not? I'm like, I gotta ask.
Well, he had a martial arts background. I know he did a lot of karate, and you know, I know he was a good kicker. Like you could tell, like when you throw punches and kicks, that he knew how to execute techniques. But he never fought. You know, and he had no jiu-jitsu at all. Zero. And I was like, well, good luck.
Was he thinking about taking it?
He took it. Well, I mean, we had lawyers. We had signed contracts, or we had negotiated contracts.
Aren't you an unlockable character on the UFC game?
Lockable. Yeah, unlockable. Yeah. Is that unlockable? Why does that say wrong? Yeah, you can unlock me. Yeah, it's a character. I don't know how. It's weird that you have to do some weird fucking thing to do it. You have to do that. What is it called?
It's the old Konami code. It's like a well-known code.
In order to get you on the game?
Yeah, you could do that and you can unlock me. Yeah.
Do you fight as you?
No, I don't play video games.
No, neither do I.
I have a problem with my brain. I can't get involved in games. I get too
Addicted
obsessed.
Yeah.
I have an addictive personality, and I try to avoid all things that are negative or waste time that could be addictive, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. You have to know that.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, too? Like, I've worked with, because I work with kids with special needs. And I work a lot with autism. And I realized, and I was like, man, these kids like just so obsessed with certain things and routine. And then I started looking at other people in my life. I'm like, maybe we all have that little bit of that autistic traits in us, you know? Like, you have to be obsessed. For me to be a world champion, I had to be obsessed with training. You can't just do it and be okay. Like, because these, people living with autism, they're just so obsessed with that one thing. Like I have students who are so obsessed with like the train system. And then all of a sudden they can't think of anything else but the train system. You can try to, and they'll tell you anywhere how to get in Toronto. They'll tell you which bus, which way, the most intelligent people you've ever met. But if you ask them a simple question, they won't know it because they just don't care. Their mind is so focused on one thing. And autism is just beautiful and crazy at the same time. I think it's beautiful to see someone so obsessed and not caring about other things than what they're focused on. It doesn't work well in society, obviously, but they're so absorbed in it. And I think back and I was like, man, a lot of us have these personalities. To be able to be so obsessed and so routine. Like these guys, these individuals with autism have to do everything in a particular way, certain time, a little bit of OCD in there. I think to be successful in things, you kind of have to have that little bit of personality.
Yeah, and they can make incredible progress. And that's one of the things that a lot of those people are recruited by Silicon Valley companies, like specifically recruited because they know that they can achieve some incredible, great, feats of success.
I have a student at my school that probably knows UFC more than you. Like he's literally, amazing. It's crazy.
Wow.
He knows everything.
Wow.
Every fighter, every name, where they're from, what they do, you name it, he knows it.
Wow.
Any fighter, you can ask him from one.
I had a guy talk to me about this once, and he argued that it's an evolutionary trait, and what we're watching is the next level of human intelligence. We're seeing it in like little blips and leaps, and a non-reliance on emotion, and that also he believes that human beings are interacting more with computers than ever before, and they're interacting less with people in a lot of circumstances, and he thinks that what you're seeing is like this eventual transition between humans now and humans of the future.
Yeah, things have changed.
Yeah, it's trippy.
Yeah.
Listen, Joe, this is a fucking awesome podcast.
Oh yeah.
we got to get out of here because I got to go take you freezing.
Awesome.
And I got to wrap this bitch up and go home. But thank you, brother. I'm
awesome,
glad we did it.
Appreciate it, man. I'm so happy to be here finally.
I'm happy we finally did it, too.
And
Glory in Los Angeles this Friday. You can watch it on UFC Fight Pass. 2 world title fights.
Got it. We got Israel Adesanya, Jason Wilness, Matt Embry, Robin Van Roosmalen. And you'll be there.
I'll be there. And if you haven't seen kickboxing, this is your chance. Check it out. I guarantee you'll become a fan. Or I don't want to talk to you. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.